In fact, in Charleston, where this kind of music is done, there's a lot of clapping and shouting and singing and foot stomping and having a good time. Now it is said, you can't tell, the preacher ain't preaching too good unless you hear plenty of clapping and shouting and singing and foot stomping. You can't tell if nobody having a good time unless you hear plenty of clapping and shouting and singing and foot stomping. Now some of y'all must not be having a good time. So we're gonna show you some hand clapping techniques. So all y'all who are even from Charleston, when you go there with the folk been from there, they ain't gonna know you ain't been from there because you're gonna be shouting and singing and pumping, stamping all with them. Now we got something I like to call the low country double clap. Now very interesting thing happens to this clap when it goes way up north. It becomes very refined. You know how they talk about north. Now, we're going to start the song off using the refined northern clap. Then we're going to trickle on down south and do the low country double clap. Now, you're going to have to pay very close attention because it does get tricky. But if you're in doubt about what to do, just watch the person sitting right next to you. Now we're going to start this first song off using the refined northern clap, then we're going to switch over and do the low country double clap, then we'll switch back to the refined northern clap, all in one song. Now, depending on how well you do on this will determine how long you have to stay in here. And we got somebody at the door, so if you try to leave, it ain't going to be pleasant, okay? So, now to keep it from being too much of a shock, you'll hear me say during the song, 2 times, 3 times. After I do that 3 times, the next command that I will give you will be to double clap now. And you do your double clap right there. So, I think that's all I have to say about that. Okay. So we're going to start off kind of slow and then we'll see what happens for the next song. So, here we go. Somebody I must be Jesus. Somebody I must be the Lord. Somebody I must be Jesus. Feel him in my hands, feel him in my feet, feel him all over me. 2 times. Somebody I must be Jesus. I know that somebody I must be the Lord. Somebody I must be Jesus. Feel him in my hands, feel him in my feet. I think I feel him all over me. 3 times. Somebody I must be Jesus. I know that somebody I must be the Lord. Somebody I must be Jesus. Feel him in my hands, feel him in my feet. I think I feel him all over me. Double clap now. Somebody I must be Jesus. Somebody I must be the Lord. Somebody I must be Jesus. Feel him in my hands, feel him in my feet. I think I feel him all over me. Yeah. Oh, that was so good. I'm tell y'all the truth. That's the best hand clapping I done see today. So we ain't got to worry about the next song. Now in this next song, you're going to be on your own. We ain't going to tell you what to do. But there will be a part in the song where you will hear me say, just clap now. At that moment, you can be as creative with your hand clapping technique as you want to be. Nobody will stop you. Now, there's some of you who just like to clap your hands. If that's all you want to do, you continue clapping your hands. There's others of you who like to stomp your foot. That's okay too. That's all you want to do. There's some who like to do all 2 both, as we say in the Gullah language. And the Gullah language is a Creole language that's blended with the English. It's kind of like what a Frenchman speaks. When a Frenchman speaks English, you know that he's a Frenchman by the way he speaks the English. With the ancestors brought to this country for slave labor, when they speak English, you can tell that they're speaking a combination of their language plus the English language. So it comes out sounding like it did when I started talking, when I started the program. So you'll hear that from time to time. Now, There's some that like to clap their hands, some that like to stomp their feet, some that like to do all both. But unfortunately, I counted about 2 or 3. You can't do none of that. Now, we want you to be a part of this. We don't want you sitting there because you're afraid you're going to throw somebody's time and the rhythm off and stuff. So we have come up with something. Did we ever figure out what the real name of this thing was? We can't think of that name, so we're going to call it what we've been calling it. Something we call the Bill Cosby move. Because we think it's something Bill Cosby would do if he had been here. Now, and it gives something, it gives those 3 people who can't keep no time, something to do while you're sitting there. Because we don't want you sitting next to somebody and you throw somebody's rhythm off and after a while we got a fight in here. And I can't referee no fight. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm heading out the door if there's a fight. So, depending on whether you're right or left-handed, you just make a fist. And you can take this fist and you do this. See, you're doing something, but you're not bothering nobody. Now, we do a presentation in Charleston called Praise House, and we do that every Tuesday at 7:15. So if you're ever in Charleston, come on down and see us. But there was a gentleman sitting in the church that was doing like this, and I was just afraid he was going to knock his wife out. But he seemed to be all right, and she seemed to be all right. So this is something you can do. Now, if you're sitting next to somebody and it looks like they're annoyed by this, got something for that too. Just close your eyes, part your lips, and tilt your head back while you do this. You will still be annoying them, you just will not be able to see them. Now, the secret to the double clap is in your foot. The ancestors used all the rhythm their bodies